right, I just want to make a video about how being on retention is the road less traveled. Being on retention sets you apart from the pack, from the herd. You're like the black sheep, right? You're like a lion amongst sheep. Actually, I think that's an even better analogy. So this is part of the difficulty of it too, by the way. Obviously, anybody that sticks to this is shining, confident, happy, high on life, man, vibing. It's real shit, you know. That's why there's so many more channels popping up like this one, because it's like you really get into this practice, you can't help but want to share it. You know, you feel like you found the fountain of youth or something, like you found the Holy Grail. Like it's really like that, you guys. And it's like that to the point where it's actually better than sex, man. Like, and I mean that, you know. And this is like, I have another video, I don't know when I'm gonna drop it, but about wet dreams and flat lines and some of that stuff. But I mentioned how wet dreams are almost like a gift. You know, a lot of people are like, is that a relapse? Did I fuck up? It's like, no, you're fine. You know, it's either some kind of spiritual attack. Maybe it's something you did that allowed that in, maybe not, or it's just your body acclimating. You know, it's just a physiological thing that happens. But you can actually look at that as a blessing, because at least for me, it's like when that does happen, it's happened a few times so far in the last several months of this, where it's like I'm reminded of what that feeling is, the feeling that I'm abstaining from. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling, but compared to your life getting better in all areas, compared to having self-mastery, compared to being like totally content with yourself and able to look the world in the eye, you know, able to stand tall and proud, able to be more creative, more effective in the gym, sleep better, eat better, think better, feel better. I mean, like I could go on and on and on and on about all the benefits. Not to mention the female attraction aspect is very real. So it gets to a point where it's like you kind of feel like you can be very picky now. Like you really get to be very picky and choosy. And it's like, this is why celibacy is so important. I think you have to really be patient on this journey, because at a certain point you're going to realize that like you've taken the power back now. And so you really get to like look around and realize that, yeah, there are a lot of fish in the sea. And being that you have this new kind of confidence and charisma, and the fact that you really do stand out in a crowd now because you're taking the road less traveled, because you are set apart, you get to have your pick. You know, you get to wait. You get to be patient and wait for like a 10 out of 10 in all areas. And you don't have to settle for anything less than that, because you're no longer in this like hungry, thirsty, desperate sort of like simp energy that a lot of men are still stuck in, right? And it's no judgment. It's like, I say that as somebody that spent most of my life in that zone. And really that was a result of being programmed by porn. You know, it's just that simple. Not just that, but like Hollywood, you know, entertainment, a lot of the narratives we're told about relationships, like everybody's supposed to, it's like, that's the greatest thing that can happen in your life is you meet the love of your life, or you have this amazing sex or whatever. I mean, and culture's degrading rapidly. It used to be more like romance. Now it's like just, you know, debauchery. But in any case, you know, we're set apart from that. We're just not in that herd mentality anymore. And of course, when you are leaving the herd, you know, there's the crabs in the bucket analogy, and it's just like that. Like the herd's like, oh, we're losing one, you know, and they want to pull you back, or they want to judge you because they don't understand, you know, what's going on with you. And it's just part of the deal. And it comes with attacks often from friends or loved ones. I just went through it, man. I got like family members now gaslighting me. And it's the weirdest thing, because I'm doing better now than I've ever done before in my life. Like I look better, I sound better, I am better, everything's better. but yet I'm being attacked by people that quote unquote love me, basically for my spiritual beliefs, you know, because I'm down with Jesus, and like they think I've lost my mind or something, you know, and it's just bizarre. But I think it really has a lot to do with retention more than anything, because that makes you shine different, man. And like people that are stuck in the herd, that are doing what everybody else is doing, are so threatened by that they just want to figure out how to throw you off, get you out of character, get you out of your zone, get you rattled, you know. And so that's part of the process. Part of what we have to do on this journey is not allow ourselves to be rattled by these things, you know. Don't be affected. And it gets really hard. It sometimes, you know, like for me, when it's like a really close family member that does it, like that hurts. It's not a good feeling, you know. But I believe in what I'm doing so much that there's no stopping me, you know. It gets to a point where it's like that. There's just nothing that's gonna take you off this path, because you know something that they can't know unless they were to do what you're doing. See what I mean? Like you only know if you've done it. And the only people that are going to throw shade on this are people that haven't done it. Anybody that's done it's like, yeah, totally know what you're talking about. Like that's real shit, man. Because it just is real shit. So yeah, you're going to separate yourself from the pack. People are going to notice that. And a lot of people are basically going to hate you for it. It is what it is, man. And it's all good. I really don't mind it. Like I said, when it's a close family member, that stings a little bit, but I get over it. Pretty quick. As far as the rest of the general public, you know, I feel very blessed actually, because 2020, everything that went down with the you know what's and the you know what's and the, you know, 6 feet apart and you know, everybody get in line and conform and act the same, right? That was what really struck me about that whole event, by the way. With like more than anything, I was like the level of conformity here and the level of coercion. It's like, oh, if you don't conform, you lose your job. Or if you don't conform, all your friends and family are gonna gaslight you. And that's what I went through, because I refused to conform. So for me, that was like a training ground. I didn't know it at the time. I kind of had a sense. So I was like, I think this is like preparing me for something spiritually, but I don't know what, you know? And in a way, I look back at that and I'm like, I think it prepared me for SR, man. And it prepared me for being on a serious spiritual journey, for getting on the straight and narrow path, for being on this road less traveled, right? It really did like prepare me for that, because it got me used to the feeling of being gaslit and harassed by like mobs of people that are all thinking exactly alike. And I realized like, well, what is it that they don't like about me? They don't like that I have a differing philosophy. I have a different mentality. They don't like that I have the courage to stand out in a crowd. You know, the crowd doesn't like that. Like the crabs in a bucket. They don't like it when you do that. And I got used to that. And I learned how to be very unaffected by it. Like I learned how to have, you know, this has really happened to me where I had like literally like groups of like old ladies at the supermarket, like in my face screaming at me for not having a thing on, you know, and I had to get to the point where I was like unmoved by it. I had to, because I'm just somebody that refuses to conform, especially when it doesn't make any logical sense. Like, oh, I'm going to deprive myself of oxygen so that I can be more healthy. Are you kidding me? You know, like, no, bro. So yeah, it's like the same as like, oh, go to the bars, go to the clubs, go to the concerts, watch Netflix, sit at a movie theater and eat junk food and drink freaking corn syrup. Like, yeah, because other people are doing it. So like, you want to be part of that? No, I don't want to be part of that. And if that crowd judges me for it, good. I'm honored. Thank you. I appreciate that, you know? So that's what was part of why I'm so fearless with this stuff. And I'll just say it because like, look, I've already been canceled and gaslit and harassed and all this shit. And it's like, I don't care. I just don't care anymore. And it's a great place to be. It's freedom. It feels really good. All right. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing great out there. Stick with it. It's worth it. Yeah, there's flat lines. Yeah, there's wet dreams. Yeah, there's temptations. There's tests. There's people that are going to hate on you, whatever. It's all good though, dude. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. All right. So stay up. Love you guys. Peace.